What up? Welcome back to Cool Kid DCG. I have a matchup today of Blue Buggy into the new Blue Purple Sanji. Playing my good friend Manny. He cooks a lot. He's definitely cooked this list a lot. I don't know if there's really like what's the right word, orthodox list for Sanji, but he says he's is a little bit more different than everyone else's. Naturally so. He's always in the kitchen cooking. We won the dice roll. We're going first. We're going to start off with like Aldino Searcher. Search top 4. We're going to be able to add a promo Buggy. But we're going to be able to 10 cost because we already have the promo Buggy in hand. Promo Buggy is going to be huge because it shuts off his Sanji. Sanji's kind of like this whole thing is he's going to do a bunch of events. And here he plays like he told me, I've teched this card against you. And I'm like, dude, he's teching it. And it's also a proxy because it's supposed to be the merry-go, the purple stage that allows you to buff a Straw Hat cost by +2. He's even using the Thousand Sunny, so it's even the wrong ship. But that's his proxy because that's a tech he says to beat promo Buggy. I'm gonna swing 8 life, by the way. Meanwhile, he searched, I believe, with when you're at sea fighting against pirates, and he goes to his forward on turn. Yeah, this Sanji runs a lot of events. He's going to play one for another stage, allows him to draw a card. But he's going to tap 3 for Sanji. That Sanji can't really be removed. Every time it would be removed from the field, you can just return a Dawn. He's also going to tap 1 for Luffy will be the Pirate King, which I believe search top 3, add a card to hand, put the 2 at the bottom. Just bring 5 life we take. But that Sanji's kind of like the bread and butter of his deck. It gains power by the amount of events in his trash, but it's a 3 cost, so it can be shut off by promo Buggy. Now he has the stage, you can buff it up to 5. So we're going to get the promo Buggy out into an Alvida. Not the most ideal play. I wish it was a Mihawk. We draw the Mihawk now. Draw 2, trash 1. Thinking about what to trash. Probably trash the Richie. And then can trash 1 more. Trash a 2K. And then we're going to pass it back to him. By the way, we've already got another 2 life. He draws for turn. He has a lot of cards in hand. He taps 1 for a Let's Crash This Wedding and search top 5 for a Straw Hat. He's going to add a Red Rock, but he's thinking about adding the Red Rock and ultimately decides not to. He adds a, I believe that's a Bruchette Blow. Sanji again runs a lot of events. There's a lot of events. His leader effect is on attack. He can, if he's at less Dawn than me, he can ramp a Dawn and active. And then also he can activate a Straw Hat event of cost 3 by returning a Dawn. So yeah, he's activating a bunch of searching events. I believe he just activated another Luffy with the Pirate King. He buffs up the Sanji, and then he activates Jet Culverin with leader ability. So he bottom decks an original cost of 4. So he bottom decks my Alvida. I don't have protection at this time with the Kraken Mihawk out. I don't have the Kraken Mihawk in my hand. He's gonna add a search again with another Luffy will be the Pirate King. His hand size has gotten pretty big. And he's going to swing and then ramp an inactive Dawn. We take no trigger. Passes back to us. We go to our 7 Dawn turn, and here's where if we had a Croc and Mihawk, we would definitely play it. We don't. So what's the move here? I don't even think we have a caster. Thinking about playing Alvida, could play Mihawk. Just really thinking this through. Going to tap 6 for the Mihawk, draw 2, trash 1. Draw into a Pudding. Don't want to trash the Searcher Bank, is going to play that right now. Trash the 4 cost Buggy. We're going to search top 4 for a Cross Guild. We were able to find the Croc and Mihawk finally, so we can play that next turn. Second game in a row, Croc and Mihawk showed up late to work, so not ideal. We're going to swing a 5 life, he gives this counter, and then we pass it back to him. So now, our board's a little bit vulnerable. Definitely behind the 8 ball. Ideally, we'd have 2 more bodies on board at this time, and we can start dropping 10 cost Buggies, but yeah, we're going to be on our 9 Dawn turn next turn with definitely Croc and Mihawk. Meanwhile, he's going to activate leader ability to play a Booth Burst, allows him to draw 2. I think it also has another effect where he can bounce like a 6 cost. Something like that, but he activates the one of draw 2. And then he's going to swing. Oh, he taps 8 for the Luffy, the Snake Man Luffy that has Rush. he can pitch a card and bounce a card to hand. He doesn't bounce anything to hand. Meanwhile, we hit a cross guild's trigger, and we're also going to give him counter and then also counter out of the Sanji swing. But we're going to have to give him counter on top of that. So yeah, turning that Mihawk sideways, thinking about what card to give him. Going to give him a 1k Alvida. And then he passes it to us. We draw into another Alvida. We go to our 8th Dawn turn. Here's where if we were playing according to our normal tempo, we'd bottom deck that Luffy right away. But we didn't, so we can't. Now what we need to do is we need to play the Croc and Mihawk out into something else, into the Alvida. So we're going to pitch a 2k Kabashi to do that. Play the Croc and Mihawk, draw 2, trash 1. We have 2 10-cost Buggies in hand. I think we have 3 actually. Gonna pitch the Alvida to play down a Kabaji blocker. At this point, get another blocker down. And then with the remaining 4 Dawn, we could swing big here, but he has like 8 cards in hand, 9 cards in hand, I think. I think the move here is let's pudding. Like, leave pudding, and then next turn we can 10-cost Buggy away the Luffy, potentially 10-cost another thing away, like if he drops another one, for example, or something else that's scary. We can't remove the Sanji, so that's always going to stick there. But yeah, let's just pudding right now, and hopefully from there we can kind of just take control of the game. We pudding him, shuffles his deck, and then we're gonna be able to swing a 5, and then potentially swing the Mihawk, but probably won't. One thing that's interesting here is the pudding does not gain additional cost, can't attack. So if I want to double Buggy next turn, I actually can't use the Kabaji blocker or any blocker because like I need to play over the pudding and then play over something else. So yeah, not ideal. We're down to like 3 cards in hand, 4 cards in hand. He still has that big Snake Man Luffy that again, every time he attacks, he can pitch a card to bounce a 4 cost. The only target on our board is the pudding, but he can bounce something of himself if he wants. He's going to tap 2 for a VV, allows him to draw 2 if he has 7 or less cards in hand, and then he activates leader effect to play a Boof Burst to draw another 2. So instantly just hand size way back up, and I'm like, wow, what have I been putting for? He uses effective stage to buff the cost of the Sanji. Now he's going to search with the Let's Crash This Wedding, search top 5 for a Straw Hat. He's going to be able to add, I believe that was a Con Cassier. But now he's going to tap 3 for a Brichette Burst, or a Brichette Blow, which allows him to draw a card, and I think minus 3,000 power. So he minuses power to the Mihawk. Now he's going to swing 9 life. And he's like, I think he said he forgot to give Arrested Dawn. I was like, wasn't that on there? He's like, no. No, I put that Dawn on. I was like, I thought you did. And he goes, no, I didn't. I'm like, okay, well, like, he's like, it's fine. I'm like, no, you can put the Dawn on there. And he's like, no, it's fine. But here I give him a 2k anyway, so it didn't make a difference if the leader had a Dawn on it. But I think we're good here, even though it seems like he was right. Then he's going to swing 7 with the Sanji, and I'll turn the Kabaji sideways and give it 2k. Now we go to our 10 Dawn turn, and if we want to double Buggy here, he's already putting the Luffy on the bottom of the deck because he knows it's coming. But we are going to double Buggy here. We're going to go down in hand size. We're going to be able to get rid of that Luffy. Actually, I don't know if we're going to double Buggy. Get rid of the Luffy. And then thinking about whether we want to do it again. Instead, maybe it might be just better to swing big numbers, like swing 7. Swing like 7 with leader. Just swing a bunch of big numbers. We're going to swing 7 with the Croc and Mihawk. He gives a 0 cost event in the VV. And now I'm just thinking about what to do with the remaining. I could, again, play the 10 cost Buggy. Instead, I'm going to swing 10. That's what I'm thinking about doing. He's got 3 cards in hand, I think. So swing 10 life. And he gives me, I think 2k. I think 3 2ks. He didn't have 3 cards in hand. I don't know what I was holding 3 up for. But yeah, he was able to get out of it. Doesn't have a lot of cards in hand now, but he's going to be able to search with the when you're at sea fight against pirates. Then he's going to be able to play VB to draw 2. BB leaders multicoloring at 5 or less on play, draw 2. And he does it again, so he's drawn 4 with those BBs. He's going to use leader effect, return a Dawn, boot burst, draw 2. And it's like, dang, his hand size just gets way back up after being far down. So now he's going to spend 5 life, leader effect to ramp arrested Dawn. Well, first he's going to buff with stage, but he's going to spend 5 life. And then we're going to give the Kabaji blocker and then just turn the Mihawk sideways for the one. We'll turn the Mihawk sideways for the first swing and then give the Kabaji blocker for the second. Now we're on 10 Dawn. He has like 4 Dawn standing. So I like normally I'd be thinking like this is like we might have game, but like the fact that he has so much Dawn, the fact that the amount of events he runs, I want him to use these events. I'm going to spend 7 life. He's going to use a Concassier. He goes +4. He has like, I think it's like if he has 5 or more cards in trash or 5 or more events, and he's clearly got way more than that. I'm gonna swing. I'm just thinking about what to swing. Like I could hard cast this Buggy right here. I could pitch it with the pro. Like I have options. At one point, I'm thinking about like his BV can attack, but I'm under the impression that the stage can buff it. It only buffs Straw Hats. So I'm thinking, do I promo Croc bottom deck that VV and then play the 10 cost Buggy to bottom deck the other one, make sure he doesn't have any swings. But if in case he has another stage is what I'm thinking. But instead I'm going to swing 12 into his Sanji, which I believe is at 8k power right now. And he's going to Gum Giant, return 2 Dawn, pitch a card, tap 1 Dawn, pitches a Sanji, gets to draw 2. And then he has to give us another Gum Giant, it looks like. So he returns 4 Dawn on totality for that. But in the process, he does buff up the Sanji. He does get to draw 2. And now what I'm looking at is like his deck's getting really small. Like he is kind of in danger of decking out. But he's returned. Here's what I make the observation. He's returned Dawn 4 times this turn. So he's going to go to 8 Dawn next turn. So like I'm just thinking like, how do I lose? And how I lose is like a rusher, like the Snake Man Luffy. But like if he's at 8 Dawn, like that's going to take all of his Dawn to play it. But like now here, I'm going to bottom down. I'm going to play the Buggy. Oh, wait, I'm going to swing 10 life. He takes no trigger. Now I'm going to leader effect, pitch the Croc, play the Buggy, attempt to bottom deck the Sanji. He returns a Dawn. But now he's going to be at 7 Dawn next turn. That was the thought process here. He can't play the Snake Man Luffy, so there's no rush. So the only attacks are going to be lead and that Sanji he has, unless he has another stage to buff up a VV, which in that case, like, it's going to take a lot of Dawn to do that. Potentially could get out of one. But I only have 1k in hand out of the 2 cards. He's going to, I believe, Boof Burst. No, he's going to search and add a Boof Burst with, forget which event he searched for. It might be when you're at Sea Fight against Pirates. But now he's going to search with a, with Let's Crash This Wedding again. And it looks like he's down to 7 cards in hand. He has a 2k Robin. Or excuse me, 7 cards in deck. Like, I don't know exactly how much it was, but it looks very small. He's gonna leader really to activate Boof Burst to draw 2. He's got 5 cards left in deck. He's gonna swing 5 life. Ramp Arrested Dawn. I'll give him the 1k here. Now he swings a big number, and I'm thinking, do I give the Mihawk blocker or do I just take? I think the move is just take. He doesn't have any rusher he can play. He passes to us. He has like 5 Dawn standing. And yeah, so we're going to swing 13 life. The reason we swing 13 is because it's going to take 2 Gum Giants plus something else to get out of it. Or 2 plus 4 events, I should say. And he's going to give... looks like a Concassier shot. He's going to give a lot of events and then a 2k on top of that. I think a 0 cost event with something else, a Concassier shot. Excuse me, a Concassier and a 2k. Now we're gonna swing another 13. He takes, and here's where like I'm like, can I see your trash? I want to see the events in here. I'm trying to remember the +4 events of the Gum. Specifically here, I'm looking for Gum Giants, and I also asked him if it's okay if I rearrange it. He's like, it's cool. And the concassiers, because those ones go +4. I'm also kind of looking at some of the other events to see like if they give like any plus, like Boof Burst, for example, Bruchette Blow. And it looks like he's got 3 concassiers and 2 Gum Gum Giants. So that makes me kind of think that like I'm gonna just swing like +4 multiples. Like I have I think 8 Dawns standing. I could put 9 on the Croc and Mihawk and swing 9. I could swing 9 on Leader. So here we go, 9, because it's like at this point I'm gonna make him use both of them. So he uses Gum Gum Giant, tap 1, return 2 Dawn. He gets to draw 2. He's down to 3 cards in deck. He goes +4. He also give a 1K on top of that, I believe. He gave the VV. So now we're gonna swing another 9. He's gonna tap 1 for a Gum Gum Giant again. Give a Bruchette Blow. He draws 2. And at this point, he's down to 1 card left, and like he's gonna lose when I just pass. Just pass it to him because he's gonna draw that 1 card. Never had an opponent deck out that wasn't a Nami. So the way I was going about doing this turn as well too was I was gonna drop a Richie blocker at some point. Keep the Richie blocker. Keep the Mihawk blocker. But he was going to drop a Snake Man Luffy, but he did return a lot of Dawn with the Gum Gum Giant, so maybe he wouldn't be able to play the Snake Man Luffy because he did have that Rusher. But if he could play it, let's say he was at 8 Dawn and he could play it, I think I have a Kabaji in hand that I can use to counter out of the 6K Leader swing, give the Richie blocker and the Mihawk blocker, and he's not going to be able to bounce the Richie blocker back to hand because I have used effective Croc and Mihawk. I think I'd probably still be okay. I could have played it out, but yeah, he decked up. Again, never seen that happen before. But yeah, shouts to man. He played it really well. He's got the Buggy Tech, which is the stage, the Merry Go stage, commonly found in Green Purple Luffy. Running into Sanji, it makes a lot of sense. You can protect the Sanji is like kind of what makes the deck go. He was able to swing that Sanji the entire time. But let me know in the comments if they're going to differently. Really appreciate you guys. I'll see you next time.